Hello and welcome to the premiere episode of Rudimentary, a podcast where we try to make the basic things extremely difficult to understand. I'm your host, Travis, and I'm really excited to do this. The gentleman you see below me, see how I did this? That way I can't be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working on this for a few years now, and thanks to technological advances that make things easier for guys like us to understand, we are able to bring this to you finally. Hello down there. We've been looking forward to this because just like most people, we've got group chats, we talk, we think what we have to say is important. And if you ask me, it is. But I go back a little bit farther with trying to do all kinds of things with audio video. Love it. It's fun. But enough about me. Let's talk about this guy. Let's talk about that guy. Look at that. Nailed it. First time.
Moi?
Me. Snakes. How you doing, bud?
I'm great, man. How's the weather up there?
Not as good as you, but it's good to be the king.
yes, it
and
is.
Now this guy, Andy, how are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking, Snakes.
Looking good, Billy Ray.
Appreciate you. The beautiful night here in the Midwest. Just glad to be out here in front of the camera with all this interesting knowledge that we're about to drop. I'm sure that everyone will find it useful.
And that's why there's comment sections to show us show us your gratitude for all the things that we bring to your attention that you probably already knew. But a little bit about this, it's going to be an ever-changing flow of things. We're going to talk about topics that are pertinent, that are trending, if you will. Is that still? I don't even know if that's still.
Trending is definitely a thing. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Big thing.
Snakes on the West Coast keeps up with trends. And so if he says it's still valid, I believe him.
The middle-aged man knows what's hot.
But you have AirPod Maxes on, so you've got to be with it. Yeah.
With some silicone covers just to protect.
Wow.
I got to protect my ears.
You do.
Yes. We're going to be talking a lot about different things that are out there. Sports, movies, music, all kinds of entertainment things. We might even throw in, probably not, a book recommendation. And, as we go through this episode, we are going to bring in, why not? Let's mix it up and see what happens.
I'm in the show.
What's going on here?
Sorry. I had to go backstage for a second. I had to get my drink. Who grabbed my ass?
As you can see, we've already gone off the rails. And as you can see, things like this happen. So we ask you to bear with us as we continue to navigate through the software that we're using, bringing this to you on YouTube and all your other streaming channels. But we wanted to talk about how this came about, why we think this is a good idea. So now that he's thrown me off, you go second, sir. Andy, you go first with this. What? Why did you feel this was important to bring to the masses?
To get rich and famous.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
great reasons.
I mean, that's no. I think I don't know. We just enjoy talking about these subjects that you mentioned, and I watch a lot of YouTube and whatnot, and some of the YouTubers I enjoy watching. There's a lot of people that just seem like people you'd want to go ahead and jump in their group chat, and so if we can offer a little bit of that, I think it'll be something that people might enjoy.
And we really hope to do that. We really hope to engage with the fan that's out there. Fan. You see what I did there? The fans that are out there. We want comments. We want feedback. We want people to tell us how terrible we are, or more importantly, how wrong we are. As you'll find out as we go through this, some of the reasons, or some of the people we listen to that helped us bring about this idea, we just listen to because we like to disagree with them. We like to include them in group chat and say, look at this clip from so-and-so. What a terrible take this is.
Yeah.
But we hope we can do that and have you guys do the same with your friends. Listen to these three morons talk about this. So
Yep.
now that you're back, this guy over here, he's
Yeah.
switched places. Apparently, he didn't like being. Now he's on this side.
Nobody
Snake,
puts baby in a corner.
why did you want to do Rudimentary?
Well, I just love having the conversations with you guys, and I like to think of it as whenever we get together, it seems like there's a collective, and a lot of people want to join in. So we have quite the engaging personalities and references, and so I would think that an audience would like to be a part of that and join in with this conversation that's always ongoing with us, and we definitely like to poke the bear too, so that is even more engaging. So trolls beware, because this guy is pretty good.
And yes, the great thing about growing up as the younger brother of all of our friends in this group chat, being the butt of jokes over the years,
Yeah.
but also knowing and learning what pokes the bear for all of us. And I'm sure that I'll have the privilege of doing that periodically throughout this podcast. And basically, I'm here to kind of navigate the road while the two gentlemen below me, they just kind of talk about it. They kind of tell you what's on their minds, tell you how they're feeling, and then we just watch where it goes from there. And starting that off, Andy, I noticed you're wearing a shirt / jersey that we see a lot around here in the Midwest.
Oh, damn. Catch 22 over here.
Yes, there it was.
And I want to proudly say about this jersey that I've never in the past cared about the WNBA. I am a Johnny Come Lately bandwagon fan. So yeah, full disclosure.
Boy,
I'm all in.
You've matured. Who is this guy? Because that is not your move.
This move, I knew it all. So you're saying it only took you 27 seasons to jump on the bandwagon?
Yeah, definitely. Pretty much. I think part of the reason though is with this whole thing is, am I jumping on the bandwagon if Caitlin Clark doesn't play for Indiana and makes it easy for us to jump down to Indy to catch a game on a weeknight? I don't know, maybe not, but
I guess we'll never know.
No, we won't. Being in the Midwest here and only a 2-hour drive down to Indianapolis makes it a lot easier to be a fan, and it's crazy. The experiences, Trav, you and I've been down there twice with some friends to watch, and it is playoff level environment, in the 2 games that we've been down there, and it's crazy to see.
Absolutely. And you look at it, and what, for those of you that may not know, and trust me, no one would fault you if you didn't before this season. But what we're talking about is the Caitlin Clark effect. This is what we're talking about. This is what we want to go with. She has brought to the forefront the WNBA, and there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of criticism. There's a lot of who's responsible, things like that. But being in the Midwest, Caitlin Clark is just, she's a juggernaut when it comes to generating fans. Andy, there's a stat that you sent out there that I'll let you talk, because you found it out and you brought it up, as far as attendance and what it's done for the Indiana Fever. And I wanted to make sure that we knew what that can do for it. So Andy, go ahead.
Well, the effect has been so tremendous that it's not tremendous enough to not have us spell her name right in the banner. So the effect is astonishingly
what effect is it having on you?
The effect is pissing me off, quite honestly. That's You know, the level of disrespect that the host has just shown to CC is I don't know if that was a dig. I don't know if you're trying to poke the bear, as you guys were saying.
Example.
I will not have you blaspheming Caitlin Clark on this show. Not in my presence.
For it. He ain't standing for it.
No, I will not have that. So, yeah. I'm so upset I forgot your original question.
So
the attendance, is it helping the WNBA? What's going on there?
Absolutely. So that having been said, yeah, tonight, not to get too much in it because this may be old by the time this airs, but already a couple times we've had in the WNBA tonight the Washington Mystics, who are winless so far this season, and at the time the beginning of the game, the Fever were a 2-win team. So in a game again with a combined win total of both teams playing tonight at 2. The Mystics had to move the game from their 4,200 seat arena they usually play in to the arena where the Wizards play that holds 20,000 plus, and they sold it out. So
what?
Yep.
That's real?
Yeah. Yes. That happened tonight.
2
wins between them.
And Indiana owns them both.
Yeah, sell out the 20,000 arena seat or NBA arena, and that right there is, as your banners so eloquently tried to point out,
you're welcome.
It is the Caitlin Clark effect. I mean, we can go ahead. A lot of the post, a lot of the social media, and Funkel, you're kind of the resident social media expert, but probably not when it comes to the WNBA.
No, sir.
As far as the trends and whatnot, there's been a lot of back and forth with the, things are just crazy. I mean, you've got your sides, you got your fans of the two that get the most attention right now in social media are Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, the first and the 7th overall pick in the draft, and Angel Reese is a little bit more outspoken on what she thinks she deserves, and
these are all rookies, right?
The two that I'm mentioning are, and she's gone on record saying that it's not just Caitlin Clark that is the reason for the popularity. I mean, literally came out and said that. It's it's as the Walter Payton quote: "When you're good at something, you tell everybody. When you're great, they'll tell you." If you have to go ahead and tell everybody that you're the reason for something, it's probably it's an insecurity at some level to go ahead and do that. Just let your play speak for it. But I'm a firm believer that Angel Reese needs Caitlin Clark more than Caitlin Clark needs Angel Reese.
Absolutely. When you are responsible for 3 of the highest televised events in the last 2 years, 3 of the top 7 highest televised events in the last 2 years, you're probably doing something right. And it's what a lot of people love. It's an underdog story when she was at Iowa, putting a team like the Iowa Hawkeyes on her back and helping get them to a Final Four and then a national championship game, ultimately falling short. So nobody really cared about the falling short, but last year, Angel Reese, when LSU beat Iowa, and Angel Reese did the John Cena thing, that kind of set the tone, and it carried on over through this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Angel Reese is a talented basketball player. I don't know that she's as talented as she thinks she is. But tonight, or last night when her team, the Chicago Sky, played, she put up some pretty decent numbers. I think she had 16 points, 11 rebounds, something in that 5 steals and 2 or 3 assists. And people were going in. I think ESPN on their advanced metrics scale had Caitlin Clark listed as the 6th most effective rookie this year. 6.
Wow.
Yeah, based on advanced metrics, which are garbage stats in a team sport like basketball. I think you can look at advanced metrics and things like that when it comes to baseball, where an individual can make more of an impact,
Yeah.
at the plate and whatnot. But when you have to rely on other people to go ahead and affect your what you contribute to the win, it's crazy. So
Did the advanced stats have anything about attendance numbers?
no, they did not. No, they did not.
That's how they pay the bills still, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's I mean, she just won Rookie of the Month in the WNBA this past month. So I think that it's going to be something that is fun to watch tonight. I think she put up 30 points, 8 rebounds.
How do
go
you
ahead.
know that? You got a ticket that says something?
Well, I went ahead and may have placed a $10 bet for Caitlin to hit 30 points and Indiana Fever to win. I will gladly take the $85 that I won on that. And I would like to point out that she hit 30 points in the last 5 seconds of the game at the free throw line.
Man.
Made the first one and missed the second one. So it was coming down to the wire there.
They know what they're doing in Vegas.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next topic. Jake, you probably have a ton of stuff to say about the WNBA.
I've said it all.
There it is.
I've exhausted my resources.
Back on the topic of $85, we wanted to move on to the next topic of our show, spelling.
Yeah. Did somebody proofread this? Sports betting.
I definitely did.
Okay, we're okay here.
Okay.
Excellent. So with this the topic, obviously the title, sports betting and insider knowledge to beat Vegas. And you just heard Andy talk about his win and his ticket win. Our group has a friend of ours. And this friend of ours...
You're claiming the friend, huh?
He's probably going to listen, so we need him to
there's no way he listens to this. He could. Well, it's on YouTube. He loves YouTube.
Down the rabbit hole. Guys, I was up till 4 a.m. You'll never believe what I found on the 14th video I watched. Don't tell us.
We need a different banner to get his attention.
So our buddy, we'll leave him known as Ort.
Okay.
Excellent code name.
Thank you. They'll never find him. I don't know how they found me, Marty.
Who? Olivia. Our buddy Ort loves the fact that Indiana allows sports betting. Probably more so than most of the people I know. And just last week, Andy and I started getting a couple texts, and I think you put them once or twice in our main group chat. And a lot of it was, is this real? And it was point spreads in the WNBA as far as winning margins. And so he would send them out. Hey guys, this can't be real. Look at these odds. Yeah, it's real. And so here's what happened.
Lock it
up. His favorite term, lock.
It's a lock.
And so he would say, hey, I bet team A, I bet them 6 ways, bet $5 each. So I'd make at the minimum, I'd make $5. So I spend 30, win 35, win $5. That's at the minimum, because the WNBA, there's so much discrepancy. All right, cool, no problem. He wins, I believe, 3 nights in a row. I think he told me he was 11 of 13 on bets. So he was up almost $200.
Oof.
And what happens next? For those of you people that are betting,
I think I know.
I have the privilege of golfing with Ort yesterday. And being the friend that I am, on the tee instead of golf talk, Trav, let me show you this. Get out your phone. Okay? Let me show you how to bet this. All right. So, you know what? Just $5. We'll bet it 6 ways. $30. All right, cool. No problem. Do that. I'm going to go ahead and let you two. You guys are on certain topics, smart individuals. What do you think happens to that WNBA game at halftime?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. I think he loses it all.
Guess which of the three of us on this in this podcast lost $30 on that.
Right there.
Yes.
Yeah. You handed your phone over. You're lucky. You're not flagged.
You did too. Dude, we're gonna hit, and in typical Ort fashion, after this hits, not if this hits, after this hits, I might start doing 100 per bet.
That a boy.
Oh,
that a boy.
There we go.
Those were his words.
Oh my gosh.
I hope to be able to capture the text messages, maybe put them on the old YouTube or the social media channels in case you guys want some insider knowledge on how to do it.
We'll have the entity known as Ort on sometime to go ahead and give some insight and some picks. But I do know also that that Funkel, you have a little story about depositing some money in your account.
Oh yeah, I put some cash in there, but I'm lucky I didn't give him the reins, Trav, because it just sat in there for a couple months because I live in California, and in Indiana I had about a grand sitting in there. I'm lucky I didn't tell him about that either. He'd be like, just send your location, and he'd probably find some kind of way to get his hands on that. But I cashed out. I cashed out after like 6 months of being back here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that part of town where he's living or not, because his roommate was betting professional darts. So
that's going to be the next tip. Our buddy Ort loves betting so much. He sent Andy and I the next hot tip, which was the winner of the U.S. Darts Championship. I stayed away from that one, even though
I didn't do enough homework to be able to bet that one with any confidence.
We got a text message in capital letters. It said lock. We decided to stay away from that one. Sports betting has just it's taken over. If your state allows it, California, as Snake so eloquently put it, decided against generating $5 to $10 billion in revenue.
Yep.
And supporting shoplifters instead. So
we got to protect. We got our priorities out here.
Yep. You're right.
California, we've got our own brand. We don't need that. We don't need that billion in revenue to come. We're the home of celebrities.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, but when it comes to sports betting, though, I mean, a lot of craziness going on right now. We just had some fines, some bannings in baseball. You guys heard about that, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
A lifetime ban. First time they've done that to an active player since I think 1921, so over 100 years. And I know Pete Rose, that's true. Get him out of here, though. But sports betting is so available right now, and I don't understand. Maybe you guys can tell me, but can football players be in fantasy football leagues? Because that's gambling, no?
As long as there's no money to get in.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
Wait, you mean somebody might try to circumvent that? And it's like you giving Ort your password to DraftKings. You didn't make that.
I did not. Let's make that perfectly clear. That's why I still got my cash.
Yeah. I just think the gentleman in question was a former Fort Wayne Tin Cap. Tutapita Marcano.
Was he really?
Yes, he was a
Oh.
Fort Wayne 10 cap
Oh.
in his
Well,
minor league days.
Well, the Fort Wayne, the South Frank, he's from Fort Wayne too,
Yes,
and he's banned for a year.
I'm telling you, it's a town. It's a location.
he must have grown up near.
You guys better be careful.
Not.
Am I
not
going to be
seeing-
banned from baseball?
You are.
You're banned from WNBA. You haven't played 1 minute of that.
Also, just to kind of round out the sports betting, which of the three of us here has bet, because they were on a 4-ticket hot streak, which of us has bet on the Chinese basketball league?
Mm.
I'm guessing you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep. That's
Oh,
what
you
happened.
guys. Dude, what are you doing with yourself?
4 hot streak. You know, this is what we do at work. We brag to each other. Oh, I hit this ticket. I hit this ticket. And you get overconfident. Who would have thought that Vegas also relies on people getting a little overconfident?
Yeah.
And
I've got a question.
please.
How overconfident can you be on betting on Chinese basketball? How does that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the time difference?
We were betting at 8:15 a.m. on games that were going on.
You have a problem.
That's a problem. That's a problem, homie.
Needless to say, the 4-ticket win streak came to an end after the something Ducks lost to some other team. Yeah,
They got
didn't
ducks.
cover.
They got ducks over there. Was it smiling?
It's smiling.
It's smiling.
Yeah, astonishing.
Wow. All right.
It's, you know, that's
Well, get back on that horse, big guy. You guys.
Don't let that stop.
Vegas never expects you to chase your losses. Never.
No,
Responsible gambling, folks. There's a number for it.
please. There's a hotline for anybody that has problems.
Speaking of taking over the world, well, we were talking U.S. gambling, things like that, but taking over the world, I wanted to move into our next topic, kind of getting away from the sports world, but also continuing on the women's empowerment, women's taking over the world topic. And that's right. This is a surprise topic that these two, these
I know nothing.
know nothing about. All right. And here it is, folks. Let's hope it's spelled right.
What we got?
Oh,
a little Tay-Tay. Okay.
I'm gonna sit back.
I'm listening. I'm listening now.
Now we're talking Snape's language. And what I meant by taking over the world is the impact that this Eras tour that she has been on has just dominated headlines, has dominated all different facets of life, including the sporting world, which we'll kind of dive into. But I recently read a story that the study of the Eras tour effect in Europe generated for her tour stops and time there generated $1 billion to the European economy.
Whoa, really?
Yes. And I will link that on the social media feed to that story. And it got me thinking, as Taylor Swift continues to dominate headlines, everything. I grew up right after Elvis. I'm a huge Elvis fan. For me, looking back on that and reading and listening to Elvis and stories, you know, he was that guy that took over the world, obviously before social media, things like that. Then it was the Beatles. It was the British invasion. And then you had, growing up for me, but more so through Andy's eyes, it was a young lady named Madonna who kind of took over everything, was everywhere. And, you know, now you have somebody like Taylor Swift doing it on a level that hasn't been seen before. And it goes so far as to say the NFL vice president of programming, when he was interviewed on the NFL schedule release, on record admitted that the NFL took into account Taylor Swift's concert
she was dating, right?
because she's dating Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champions. So he
Wow.
on record admitted that they took into account her schedule. So she is now available to be present for 14 of 17 Kansas City Chiefs games. And they took that into account. And Andy, I
Wow.
mentioned you being a fan of Madonna growing up. What do similarities, but obviously the social media difference, things like that, what do you see in this Taylor Swift effect?
I think Taylor Swift is, like I said, we've never seen anything like this, not in our lifetime. It's I would not call myself a big Taylor Swift fan. There's some of her songs I enjoy, but I am infinitely intrigued by the effect on different facets of everything, from the economy to talent, just overall impact. I mean, you mentioned Madonna, and Madonna did what she did without the benefit of social media. I can remember going to the grocery store and stuff, and she would be on all the magazine covers. And
Right.
so it was, back before then. I can only imagine that if social media would have been around back then, it would have even possibly been a bigger impact that she had, just because of, her specialty wasn't necessarily musicianship or things like that. I mean, she does have a lot of songwriting credits on her music, but it was more marketing for
Yeah.
her. And she knew how to go ahead and just, I mean, the word that came up with her very often was reinvent.
Yeah.
She how to reinvent herself, and for decades, she was just a master of it.
And she was pretty risque too, right? She
100%. Yeah,
really brought
she
like
sold
sexuality into the
sold
mainstream,
sex appeal,
right?
I
Absolutely.
mean, really leaned into it, and was a
Yeah.
master of it. The thing with Taylor Swift that I see, as somebody, again, who's not a huge fan, but has the utmost respect for her and what she's doing. Um, she doesn't take that route that I've noticed. I mean, she's an attractive woman, but doesn't take the over sexual persona that somebody like Madonna did, and really lean into that. Her
Right.
music's got more mature over the years.
Mm.
But it's just amazing that you look at her and you think, this could be, you could live down the hall from her. I mean, she's got her attractiveness.
Some say I do.
Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe in a mobile situation, somebody's living right outside where she's at now.
Could be.
Who knows?
Not exactly down the hall, but I mean down the
Right
street maybe.
down the street. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she.
I graduated from college.
It's just crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Like I said, she writes her own stuff. She plays her instruments. She's got her fans have grown up with her. I think she's been a thing since she was 16, 17, something like that, coming up through the country ranks. Has played her cards infinitely better than anybody else has. Especially lately.
But had her pitfalls too, right? Some bad business deals, right?
That was, but you look at it and you think, how bad a business deal did it turn out after? Because I mean, she's doing stuff that is just, she's puzzling with losing her catalog, her early catalog in the cell that it was basically sold out from underneath her, which is crazy that her team or her lawyers or somebody wouldn't have been on top of the fact that those rights were coming up for her to go ahead and buy. But there was a lawsuit that ensued, but ultimately she lost that early catalog. So what does she do? She re-records it, and every one of the albums goes to number one again.
Yeah,
on the power of her fandom. It's crazy. If there's one nation you don't want to go to war with, it's her fans.
That's
because
right.
they're all over. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, it makes me think of you said that she was able to record her stuff again. Well, the big fallout between Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson was over the Beatles catalog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just imagine if Paul McCartney was like, all right, well, you can own that, but we'll just go in there and re-record. They didn't have that chance to do something like that.
No, they were down one.
All right. Yeah, what? That's true. It's true. You don't have to say it like that.
It's not my fault.
I know it's not your fault, but have a little tact.
This just keeps
too soon. What are we? What?
Yeah, you're right. They were just one, as you said. But nobody thought to do something like that, right?
Yeah.
Had anybody done that before? And it wasn't even her idea. Didn't she hear that from Kelly Clarkson? I think
maybe. Yeah, I think she got the advice from somebody.
Yeah,
yeah, but and anybody could do it. The problem is, or the edge for her was
apparently not anybody. You gotta have them all alive.
Wow. I mean, you could do it, but would it sell? That's the thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That and her fans will eat up anything she does. If she put out a record, if she put out an album of her reading the news, it would go number one.
Well, I don't know, because not many people have watched her documentary, Miss Americana, on Netflix.
How old is it?
It came out of Sundance like 2 or 3 years ago.
I guarantee you,
it was pre-pandemic. It was like 2019, I think.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if there's Swifties, you probably can't call yourself a Swiftie if you haven't watched that documentary.
That's probably true. So I can.
Yeah, I know you can.
There it is. You heard it here first.
I did not want that as my brand on the first episode.
Hey, no shame in your game. No, but
there is shame. That's what I'm feeling right now. Is shame. From
You're losing the Swifties.
No, I love the Swifties. No, I can't say that. All right, I don't know. What's the next topic? We got another banner on there we can throw on there.
Jay, you as
help us, hosts.
Help us, help you,
help me, help
we're being out west, and being very, very involved in movies and the history of movies and music, things like that.
There we go.
Where do you see what's the closest thing? I guess we've talked about nothing like this has happened before. What would you kind of tie this or connect this to? The meteoric rise and sustained stardom of Taylor Swift. What would you compare that to? Whether it's movies, whether you had mentioned Michael Jackson earlier. We've talked about Madonna. What would you kind of tie that to if you could?
It'd probably be like Star Wars franchise, right? That would be the one that's been around and reinventing itself with the new generation, and a lot of the younger generation don't the ones that we grew up on that love, they see that as Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and then you know Star Wars better than anybody else. So those three that we see as the prequels, they see as like the original for them. So they got to see that stuff in order. Right?
Yeah, it's generational, right? I mean, the original ones. Yeah,
that's what I would say would be like a Taylor Swift situation in the movie industry.
Yeah,
but but if you're talking about like remaking something, like she remade or re-recorded her stuff, they're remaking Presumed Innocent right now, and I just saw that for Apple TV. They were doing an ad for it. Jake Gyllenhaal is your boy Harrison Ford in this series. In this series that they're doing a series from a movie, and they're talking in the trailer that we didn't even know who it was until the last episode. I'm like, what are you talking about? I know. Just from the title. What are you talking about? Oh, we didn't even know in the script who it was going to be. that's bad acting. I'm not going to watch it based on that. Ridiculous. But these remakes that are happening right now.
So is Jake Gyllenhaal the guy that they go to and say, "Hey, we're remaking a movie. Are you in?"
A horrible remake, and he's like, "How much does it pay? I'll take it."
Does he have tax problems? Like Nick, I've never met a script I didn't like. Cage.
Yeah. But it would be great if he did, because Nick Cage at least like owns it, and he's just like goes over the top and everything. But Jake is thinking that he's doing. Oh, we can't talk about Jake after Taylor Swift, man.
Oh,
he's the subject of one of her songs.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Jake Gyllenhaal is upset that they didn't contact him for the remake of White Men Can't Jump. He was bummed out about that.
As a white man, I bet he is.
And he can't jump.
No? I mean, it seems like the perfect fit.
You would think so.
To kind of round out Taylor Swift, Jake, you brought up the Netflix movie. The Eras Tour, which we started on with this whole thing. When it released on Disney Plus, it became the most watched film ever on Disney Plus, with over 4.6 million viewers in the first day. She just, anywhere she is, and the fact that, like Andy said, the Swifties, her fans, her army is there through every breakup, and that's as many times as I've heard people betting on the Chiefs to lose because they don't expect the Kelsey Swift romance to make it through the entire football season. So only what will happen to Travis Kelce's football production if the relationship ends. Thoughts, gentlemen, as this is what it's all about. Gossip and romance.
This is one that we would have to call Ort about, some odds for these bets. If they're going to last through there, and what that's going to do to the Chiefs.
Exactly.
That'd be crazy for something like that to affect the season, wouldn't it be?
It would, but I think, he's not young anymore either. His production is going to drop off whether he's, she breaks up with him or not. But it'll be an interesting story for anybody who's not a Chiefs fan, any media that's not Chiefs fans, to go ahead and play into that. Right. I think, again, the Taylor Swift effect. I mean, when you're talking entertainment, and Jake, you had some information on this. It's a big honor and big exposure to play the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, it's true. And then for her to deny the NFL, you were telling me about this. They've come after Taylor Swift to do the halftime show, and she said no over and over again.
I'm good.
And she doesn't need it. I mean, most people are like, yeah, we would love the advertising, but she's like, I'm good here. That's some baller ass shit right there to do stuff like that.
That's clout.
That's clout. And some conspiracy people out there are saying that the NFL has a contract with Taylor Swift to date one of the players. That was the way that they got the Swifties into NFL, by trying to have some kind of contract of her playing or dating a player.
Yeah, there was numerous stories about her impact on the ratings of the games. And
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Jersey sales 400% after she appeared at the first Chiefs game.
I saw a fan that had a sweatshirt on that it was Chiefs colors, number 87, and the name on it was Taylor's boyfriend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great.
And Kelsey's no schlub when it comes to social media, when it comes to popularity. But everybody pales in comparison to Taylor.
It's mind-boggling.
Yes. Yeah. And if she won't, play the Super Bowl, how many stories I heard or read that when the Chiefs made the Super Bowl, maybe she'll do something. Maybe she'll, obviously the halftime show, everything's already laid out, but maybe she'll do something. Your boyfriend's playing in the Super Bowl. You're already there. Just go down.
Right there.
Exactly. Grab a mic.
Yeah.
But like Andy said, the effect she has had on NFL, which needs no help for attendance, for viewership, for things like that. But for the NFL to admit, hey, Taylor, go ahead and work with us. Let us know your schedule. We'll shift some things around.
I can't believe that. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just,
I mean, who would think that that her impact is so great that it's leaving its mark, and in some cases was a bigger draw audience wise to just showing her in the in the luxury box in the suite. You know, you had diehard football fans. Oh, I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift and all this kind of stuff. But I guarantee you, there's probably a 15 to 20% audience jump on those Chiefs games that can't wait till they show her in that booth,
Right?
Yes.
Or in that suite.
And the NFL came out and said it. After people, like you said, were complaining. Why all the, I'm here to watch football.
You know what? They're not showing her during plays.
Exactly. The NFL said, why
They
wouldn't
weren't.
take advantage of this opportunity?
You're not missing any football by them cutting to her in between plays.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And the NFL is a business at the end of the day.
Yep.
They want to make money.
Yep.
And they made a ton more because they had a whole new audience.
Yes. And we, it's kind of a once in a lifetime or once in a generation thing is Taylor Swift. We mentioned Madonna, Michael Jackson, Beatles, Elvis, and those things. Just big impacts or big moments in life that you can remember, whether you're a Swiftie, whether you're not, just to appreciate the impact she's had on so many different levels. And that brings us to our question this week, brought to you by Snakes, our thought-provoking question, if you will. That's right. We don't just misspell names. We don't just kind of talk about whatever we want. We actually have a point sometimes, and we want to get very, very deep and insightful. And this week's question is, in a biopic of your life, what scene would get an Oscar or would get the biggest laugh? And we'd love to hear some of you guys out there. We'd love to have some comments, some things like that. But we are going to take it from the gentleman who posed the question. Snakes, you posed it. Would you start us off?
Yeah, I'll start us off. So yeah, the idea is just like everybody. I mean, the new mindset is just you need to be the star in your own movie and go out there and do you, right? And so if you had an opportunity to see a movie about you, like you're in the theater and you're watching this, what scene is it that you would think that, oh, this is the scene that I hope is in there and this would win an Oscar or get the biggest laugh? And for me, I would think that I guess I'll go with like a funny one I've mentioned on another podcast would be about when I took Justin for for a drive and we went over some railroad tracks and we went.
That is a great story. And he loves it so much he wants to tell the story.
I would have draw that drama out. I had to go backstage real quick.
You're jumping over railroad tracks. I can't contain myself.
Yeah. So that was probably a funny one that we can look back at and laugh at is going airborne with my 10-year-old nephew, who probably shouldn't have been in the front seat at the time either. Going airborne. Yeah. He never sat in the front seat again in his life. But I would say there's one that I was thinking about that would be an Oscar, and I'm not trying to draw any like sympathy towards me or whatnot, but my mother had cancer a couple years ago, and she's okay now, fully recovered and whatnot. But at the time, she thought this was like a death sentence for her, and she was pretty much, if we're saying in the betting vernacular, pushed her chips in. She was like, "This is it. We're done here." And so when she got some advice from the doctor and doing chemo and all these things, my sister and myself went there to help take care of her, or not take care of her, but take care of her. And she confessed that she was still smoking cigarettes. Now this girl's been smoking cigarettes before marriage. She's been smoking since she was 14 years old. 14 years old, and now she's in her 60s now, so she's been doing that for over 50 years. And after she was getting chemo and everything, she was still like sneaking cigarettes in the bathroom, and I found that out. So I go in there and I'm like, man, we need to clean this place because it still smells like cigarettes. And I look at her and she looks at me. I go, are you still smoking cigarettes? And she said, just one or two. And I looked at her, I looked at my sister, and I was just like, what are we doing here then? We don't need to be here. It's like, if you don't want to live anymore, Mel and I, we can just leave and you can just die on your own. And I took off, went for it like the stereotypical drive. You just got to cool off. So I go for a drive when I come back. And this is probably the most proud I've ever been of my mom. She has not smoked a cigarette since that conversation. And she gave it up right there. And she was like, and she brings it up to me now, February 1st. I get a call or I get a text from her every year. And she's like, still not smoking at all, smoke free. And she brings up the look on my face of the disappointment of her son is trying to help her live longer. So that's probably the Oscar winning moment. And I didn't do it justice right there. That wasn't me acting. I was just telling the truth, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Oscar to.
So I would think that Jake Gyllenhaal would play a little better Jake in that situation and get his first Oscar.
Yep.
The resemblance is striking. So
it's it's jarring. Hey, it's still me, guys. It's still me. What about you guys?
It was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah. You got something? Top that.
Yeah, I've got a few, not some that I'm not going to mention, but one of the funny ones I remember, and I don't know.
Let's go with funny.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard this one. So this was probably 27, 28 years ago.
Yeah.
And over off where we live, the Creighton and Fairfield, there used to be a gas station. There might still be one there now. And then South Wayne Avenue.
I used to walk over there to Fairfield. I went to Fairfield Elementary.
Okay, so right in that area. I
lived on Hoagland. I walked right by Creighton every morning.
Yeah. So I had picked up my girlfriend at the time, and I had this white Trans Am 5-speed T-tops. And I'm rolling through there, and I don't know if you guys know this about me or not, but I'm not a big fan of bugs. I don't like them. I know there's some that are helpful and all that stuff. Much respect, but I'm still going to step on you. And
damn,
I was driving down South Wayne, and I make a right-hand turn. I think we're on our way to the movie theater or something.
Okay.
And it was in the summer, had T-tops off, windows down, just, chilling. And there was something had come in the window, and I was like, what the hell is that? I'm looking, I don't see anything. And then corner of my eye, I look down, I see these red eyes. Like,
so help me God, red eyes.
Yep. One of those cicadas. I don't know if you've ever seen a cicada.
Oh yeah.
They look evil because they have red eyes.
So help you God.
So I go ahead and, any macho-ness in front of the girlfriend or stuff disappears instantly. There's a scream.
Uh-huh.
There's, the trying to get it off out the window. All I can think to do is pull that car into the gas station, and it's a 5-speed. And granted, 3 to 5 miles an hour, I'm out of the car. The car is rolling.
It's still going?
I bailed out of the car and it's rolling, and I'm doing this with my girlfriend still in the car as it's rolling through the gas station. So that one's not a proud moment, but I'm sure it would have looked absolutely hilarious, looking back on it. Yeah, I don't, when you reach a certain age, pride isn't as important as it was, and I'm sure that scream was nothing, nothing to be proud of.
Nothing masculine about it.
No,
Huh?
not in the least. Not in the least.
You guys ever see the movie Blowout?
Mm-mm.
With John Travolta, Brian De Palma? You ever see Blowout? Trav?
No, sir.
Okay, so John Travolta is like a recording artist, and he records different things, wild things. And one of the things that he recorded was a blowout of a tire, and it like gets into the weeds of like a political thing. Well, regardless, is he like the last lines of the movie is him just like staring off and like smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "It's a good scream, it's a good scream," and you just hear this scream. And it's of an actual woman that is dying that he recorded wildly. And so that's what I'm thinking of with you. It's like, scream, this little bitch over here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, if there would have been an ADR guy there, he would have been like, this would have been like the new Wilhelm scream for like,
nice.
for like 4-year-old girls. Because I'm sure that's what it sounded like. I was terrified.
I'll bet.
Yeah, 100% terrified.
That's a good one. Yep. What you got, Trav? You going drama, or are you saving that for your mama and going?
You can do the simple drama, like the first time I held my daughter. When she was born, in the nurse putting her in my arms, and me forgetting basically forgetting that her mom was in the room until I realized I should probably let her mother hold her newborn child. But funny wise,
that could be both comedy and drama.
That's the simple one. Or seeing my wife walk to our little pier overlooking the ocean in Jamaica when we got married. Seeing my wife come in her wedding dress and seeing her for the first time in her wedding dress, and just that Ostwar, and just being so excited what the future holds. But as far as funny, Snates, I think you were there, or it was there, Mark was there. Growing up as a younger brother, and Snates, you know this, but growing up as a younger brother, you always want to be as cool or as involved with things as your older brother. And I was no different. In order to be around my older brother, it usually went like this: Mom, Andy's being mean and won't let me hang out with his friends. And Andy can attest, Mom would open the basement door. Andy? You guys were there sometimes in the basement at Roodimentary. And hearing mom yell. And so growing up, you guys were always around and wanting to hang out with you guys. And eventually over the years, I was able to play basketball with you guys, football.
We playing basketball.
But one of my crowning moments is we were at Ort's apartment, and we're playing poker.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And it's we're having fun, we're playing cards, and I get dealt a hand, everybody folds out, and Andy stays in. And so we're betting, and it's just us two. And he bets, I bet over him. And I don't know if you know this, Snates, your older brother may like to turn up the my
brother? Nah.
He may like to turn things up a notch every once in a while.
Yeah.
So he made a comment, and Andy, of course, who's very well known to up the ante a little bit. We're keeping with the poker. He bets over me, and I bet over him. And this is all before we've seen anything past the first 3 cards. We're playing Hold'em.
Okay. Early.
And finally, Andy, being Andy, all in.
All in. Here we go.
And I look at my cards and I say, "Are you sure?" And because it's early, I don't want him to lose already.
Yeah.
And just to laugh, of course, Mark, the loudest, and Ort, we're all laughing. And Andy has a straight, and I end up having a royal flush.
Oh my gosh.
That was it. That was Andy's night ended early at that Three Rivers apartment complex.
Yep.
But that could be my last or my Oscar moment because I had bested my brother, and finally came about that and wanted to.
You were at the big boy table.
I was once, and there was no more. So that for me would probably be the funny one. But it's a great question.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, we've all had those moments. And I think just your question, I actually talked to some people at work.
You get some good ones?
To different ones. The owner of the company, his sister, she's my boss. She's in a different position now, but her son, Jace, is on the spectrum.
Okay.
And he has so many, I guess you could call them like Oscar moments, just because of the pure joy he exhibits
that's great. Yeah.
in life. But it's that way when it comes to just the happiness that he exudes with everything he has in those kind of moments. And then you hear the typical, when my child was born, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And
not from this guy though.
It's but you guys go ahead and any other things that come to mind.
Well, this guy's going to be a mess coming here real soon, right?
Yeah.
You got a wedding coming up.
I do. Not mine. But
yeah, good point.
Yeah, I've got my oldest daughter getting married here soon.
How you prepping for that? Other than boxes of tissue.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. Prep at this point, it all ends the same.
Yeah.
I could I'm 100% going to be a wreck. And no matter what happens, that may be my Oscar moment there.
Yeah. Where'd you go? Where'd Chav go?
Surprise.
Look at this angle.
We hitting different angles.
See, we worked through technical difficulties at Rudimentary. We lost the main camera, so we bring back the
second unit.
That's right.
And you got the finger guns out.
Right. Oh yeah, that's we were just talking about my Oscar moment might be coming up at Skylar's wedding.
Yeah. Skylar's wedding.
You will be a mess.
I will. I will indeed.
Looking forward to that.
Appreciate you.
I will have some fun as the DJ. Snakes.
Yeah.
Come on up to the DJ booth.
I'll be up there.
Yep. You DJ.
I'll grab the mic. I'll be the rapper. You be the DJ.
But yeah, the question was great. Anytime you can elicit memories, good or not bad, but thoughtful, like with your mother in the instance that you had, it's always a good time, and it's just fun to reminisce.
Cancer and chemo are hilarious.
Yeah. It's reminiscing, like me holding my daughter, or taking Andy's money. They're pretty much on the same level of
great.
accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
Daughter beating my brother in poker.
Yeah.
But anything else, as we talked about reminiscing, and we hope to one day look back on this, the first episode of the Rudimentary podcast, where we incurred things as far as losing snakes twice, adjusting the podcast pyramid, if you will.
Yep.
And then even
So,
being able to
rearranging.
correctly spell Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, when you listen
Is
to
that correct?
we have
Hey, look at that. Respect, redemption, a redemption.
We're
Caitlin,
fact checking in time.
when you listen to this, Caitlin Clark, just know that I meant to have it right all along, and I didn't do the pre-check work that needs to be done. But
That's right.
You'll learn as you go along.
That's what we're learning right now.
I was the one who caught the misspelling, by the way, Caitlin. So
because you're a super fan.
I'm looking out. I'm looking out.
Caitlin, in the comments, you can thank Andy. It'll be his Swifty moment.
It will. And I also would like to thank Caitlin Clark for putting up 30 tonight and leading the Fever to a win, so that I could win $85.
Yes.
Thank you,
Well,
Caitlin.
along the lines of what you were saying with Taylor Swift, this could be your Swifty moment. It's like you're 22, right? Am I wrong?
Oh,
Wow.
look at this guy.
Am I wrong?
Wow.
You're getting the hat on 22. Caitlin just gave you the hat on 22.
Folks, you are seeing the cream of the crop when it comes to just tie-ins and bringing everything together.
Yeah. It's all downhill after this, folks.
I got no place else to go.
I got nowhere else to go.
No. And with that $85, Andy, a question for you.
Yes.
Will you be taking Ort's betting advice to beat Vegas?
Oh, yeah. You're in the bonus. Right now.
I know. I looked into it and I thought that is just too much work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
I
looked
do.
at it. How long did it take him to set you up with losing that $30?
Well,
After
he
he
should just punched you and bent you over and took your wallet.
I
Save you some time.
Hey, can we just golf? Here's $30, man. Just it's fine.
You win.
And he texted Andy right after. I just won 30 more with this betting strategy.
I think the text that went out, I don't know if you were in it, but the text that went out was, it might have, you were on it, Trav. I think it said, well, first loss.
And that was it.
That dude's been losing his whole life. What do you mean first loss?
The dude has hyped up this betting strategy so much, and then it loses. Well, first loss.
Yeah.
But it only loses because he involved you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the world still needs ditch diggers.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He can honestly say, well, you win some and you lose some, and all you can say is, I lost some.
I lost some.
You haven't had the opportunity to win on it yet.
Thanks to you, I lost some.
But in the world of betting,
there's
always next time, right? And
That's
plus,
right.
double or nothing. You can get that money back. Odds are, based on what he's saying, that you're going to win this next one.
So you're saying I should do it, but I should put more on to reach
to make up. Absolutely.
Moron is correct. That's what you got right in there.
Very good.
Says the guy who put $1,000 in a no interest savings account for a few months.
It protected me. Protected me from spending on stupid shit, like letting my buddy bet it.
Oh man, if you would have, I can just imagine what would have resulted from if you.
I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him anything about that.
If you would have said, "Place a bet for me," that dude would have went through that money.
Oh my gosh,
cricket.
Yeah.
So good. It would have been so quick with that stuff. Yep. Yeah.
You
So
heard
how's
I,
I heard it. I'm surprised you like that sound. You get
wow.
itchy. You get itchy over there.
Yeah, man, I tell you, those things, they look evil.
Yeah.
There's gonna be
They
like
are.
this is like, you know that what are they? 17 years cicadas? Is that what they are? Like they go into the ground and then 17 years they hatch.
How long's it been? This is like,
Well,
it's the
no,
next
this
generation
year.
coming
So
after you.
so there's different. They call them broods, right? There's a
Okay.
brood X and a brood Z or something like brood Y. This
Okay.
is like the first time in 200 years where two broods are going to hatch at the same time. There's
Oh,
going to be
shit.
like 1 trillion cicadas, like in certain parts of the country.
Andy will be inside all summer long.
I looked at the map, and
Where's the map?
Not near here.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
What
to-
about how am I looking?
I think
down
you're all
valley?
right. I think
Yeah,
I
I'm
think if
all
you
right.
head into Death Valley right now, aside from the fact you die,
Yeah.
the cicadas won't go ahead and hurt you. You got that heat dome going on.
I do. I definitely have a nest for some cicadas too. They love my cozy little beard.
Don't like
this
that.
this is a Death Valley right here. Stay away, cicadas.
Oh my God.
I remember going to, when we would go to Texas to see family, just the bugs and everything. Deep in the heart. I'm a rebel, Dottie, a loner.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, and then Texas, just like everything's bigger in Texas. The cockroaches, the bugs. Then you'd be out there and you'd see the molten skin of the bugs that are just laying around. And, yeah, yep. As we wrap up our premiere episode, obviously, thank you to Andy and Snakes for working through this to make this happen. Pat yourself on the back. Thank you to Caitlin Clark for not holding the misspelling of her name.
And for $85.
But most importantly, thank you to all of you guys out there that are going to listen to this. I don't know if you've ever heard this phrase before. Be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. There's going to be.
Does that help?
No. Yeah, it's
We'll
new.
find out.
Oh, okay. We'll find out. Yeah.
But yeah, they'll hit that bell. Something about algorithms, something about helping us get more subscribers, more viewers. And we hope to take the Rudimentary podcast out farther, more and more places. Closing thoughts. Snakes, you're on line one. Closing thoughts.
Well, this is always fun having conversations with you guys. We never know where it's going to end up. That's why we have a couple of the banners to try to stay on topic. But it's fun to be able to chat with you guys, catch up, and thank you for the technology to be able to do this. But thanks for putting it together, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys shortly, like in a week. We're doing it weekly now, something like that.
Who knows? Why not?
I don't know.
Fans demand it.
Yeah. let's not wait for the demand. Let's just go ahead and pump some out before the word gets on the street yet.
Tossing it over to you, Brady Bunch style. Andy, closing thoughts.
Again, just glad for that Caitlin Clark $85.
Yeah.
There's nothing better, man. Free money.
You're gonna be like Brett Michaels, just calling out CC.
Yeah.
Little poison action.
Wow. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just very thankful for that.
These are the things that you get.
You don't want to say anything about your family, man. You don't want to say thanks for listening. Or
$85.
Yeah, no, they were happy for me.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, I bet they were. Yeah.
They're great. Great. Again, thank you for everyone that made this happen. We look forward to bringing you more and more podcasts, more and more episodes of this where, again, it's rudimentary. We try to make the basic things difficult. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. You can find us on social media shortly. We'll be setting all that up, but we'll be at Rudimentary Worldwide on YouTube. Not Rudimentary will be worldwide. That's literally our YouTube handle is at Rudimentary Worldwide.
Worldwide.
We will have the Facebook page up. and all that fun stuff. We hope to see you guys soon, and we're lucky to be here.